What's up, guys? This is Bulva the Fell-Handed, and welcome to my channel. Here we are in the Tier 6 Cromwell British medium tank on Overlord Standard Battle. The greens have spawned on the southern side and the reds have spawned on the northern side. Unfortunately, I don't have as many videos about this particular vehicle as I probably should. The Cromwell is nothing short of amazing. It is literally as close to the Holy Trinity as you can physically get. Armor, mobility, and firepower. Very, very excellent. Well, okay, not excellent, but average in all three of those, and average in all three of those make a great tank. Think Type 59 or Object 140. Now, moving on. We are doing the standard scouting thing, kind of running the edge of the dish there. Now we are in the bowl and we are looking to spot. And the reason I ran the edge of the dish there at first is to see if anyone would perhaps drop down and attempt to engage me. If that happened, I would just drop down on the other side of the dish and we would be fine. Now, as you can see, I'm taking a little bit of fire right there at the very end, so I just decided to kind of cut back across here, because you know what would happen is if 2-3 tanks drop down in the dish at the same time and they tracked me, I would more or less be screwed. So it's all about using what you have to your advantage, which in my case, is mobility. So I am staying mobile. I'm not being a stationary target. I have a lot of movement, and I'm trying to just right now light things up, because I am essentially a guppy swimming with sharks, because I'm not exactly high tier in this match. Thus, the loading of APCR. And guys, you know, there's a lot of negative stigmata, if you will, attached to gold rounds, my constant viewers. So what I tell you is, do whatever it takes to win the game. If you are using gold rounds and winning, and someone is using standard and losing, well, then you're the better off for it. Now, granted, of course, it may cost you a little bit of silver, but you know what? In-game money is not a big deal. Now, also I might add that you can actually purchase premium consumables, you know, your large repair kits, your large first aid kits, your automatic fire extinguishers, premium ammunition, hash, you know, APCR heat with silver. You just hit Y. A lot of people don't know that, and I am a big fan of learning, you know, teaching the community the right thing to do. So hopefully you will watch these videos and you will learn and become a better tanker overall. That is my goal, to make you a better tanker. Now, a good step of that would be buying a Cromwell, because there's a lot of just, it's very user friendly. You know how some tanks, if you make a mistake, it's more or less permanent. Like, say for example, your bat chat. If you make an error in your bat chat, it's normally permanent. If you make an error in this tank, you know, you might be okay. Now, essentially, all we're doing right here is just peeking over. We're making a quick scope, and we're trying to shoot APCR on the side of this monstrous beast, and that's fine. Now, the downside of this tank is it fires so fast. If you are not paying attention, you will run up quite a tab on your APCR, if you catch my drift. In other words, you will run up a lot of money. So right now we're just more or less doing the medium thing, just trolling the dog mess out of this guy, and just, you know, essentially going to remove him from the board, and that's fine. I took a round right there, and you know, the armor on this tank is good. It's just not high tier heavy tank good, and nor should it be. If you understand what I'm saying, you shouldn't be able to block rounds like that from a tank such as this. So we've got a Nash horn here. We've got a couple of TDs looking at me. Don't really necessarily want to commit. Going to try to put a round in the room, and we connected. We just ended up not getting that kill. Now, my constant viewers, this is late game. This is wrap up. This is go for all the damage you possibly can, and that's exactly what we're doing. And so right now, you know, we're on the patrol for more damage, and essentially we're just going to kind of sweep the area. In other words, if I decide to run that heavy, what's behind the heavy? You know, what's behind the guy behind the heavy? I mean, how many shots am I going to take? How much exposure do I need to worry about? All these things, as a medium driver of a fast tank, you need to be thinking about all the time. The medium tank is the thinking man's tank because, you know, it's not straightforward. Heavy tanks are very straightforward. You pull in front of somebody, you're like, my job is to blow you up, and you fight. Mediums are a little different because the speed is a boon, but it can also get you into trouble. So just be aware of that. Now, what I'm doing right now is essentially repositioning so I can go get some more damage. The downside of that is it has already been capped. And I'm trying to run back here to get my cap points, because the bottom line is, if they're capping, go ahead and get your points. That's kind of how I look at it. So we had a fairly good game, 1846. We lost a little bit of silver. That's okay. Guys, I really hope you enjoy. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Check the description below. There's lots of interesting channels that have content along the same lines as myself. And make sure to check out the Mutant Weak Spot guide that was posted yesterday.